From the roar of the crowd to the roar of the engine, this is Pit Pass.
Pit Pass is brought to you by Jake's Karts and by Buttonwood Campground. Here's your host, Ron Fox.
Hello and thank you for joining us for another edition of Pit Pass. I hope all of the dads out there had a great Father's Day. Did you make it out to the racetracks this weekend? Well, I know I certainly did. Of course, I don't have much choice if I'm going to bring you highlights, right? Well, I spent my Father's Day at Central PA Speedway, where the track hosted their first Fast Track Late Model Series race. Before they turned them loose, the Fast Track drivers did a Father's Day salute to the fans. Now, on to the highlights. Bud Watson would lead the field to the green, but Robbie Blair would run Watson door to door for a full lap before taking the lead. There you can see the double zero of Josh Holtgraver in the third spot. On lap 2, we have the 14 of Daniel Angelicchio trying to hold off Max Blair for fourth place. Angelicchio uses the top side to keep Blair at bay. 7 laps in, we have a restart. One of the favorites to win at each fast track race he enters is Mike Pegger Jr. Here he works the inside of Robbie Blair while Watson settles into third. Going into 3, Blair seems to have the advantage, but Pegger powers by on the bottom and starts to pull away down the front stretch. Another force to be reckoned with in the Fast Track Series is Brian Force in the 31. Here he gets by Butch Lambert on his way to the front. Meanwhile, Pegger has to be careful picking his way through the back of the field. Here he dives under Rick Megley in turn 3. After 25 laps, it's the #1 Cochran machine of Mike Pegger Jr. in victory lane. The rest of your top 5 are Robbie Blair, Josh Holtgraver, Bud Watson, and Gary Nollinger. The Street Stocks were on hand for round number 2 of the track's Street Stock Shootout Series. Outside pole sitter Randy Wyant beats Tim Crape to the line at the start. Behind them, Bill Henney in the 50 duels with Alan Dellinger, the winner of the last Street Stock race at the Big Bear. As they enter turn 3, Crape seems to get a run, but Wyant has more momentum on the outside. On the lap 1 restart, Henney tries to make a move to the outside of Wyant, but Dellinger shoots underneath Wyant. Henney gets into the back of Wyant, but Wyant doesn't lose any speed and holds on to second. Here's the 37 of Joe Cott in fourth, with Bob Connor just behind him. But watch the 07 of Crape as he flexes some muscle on the outside, briefly making it 3 wide before taking over the 4th spot. While Dellinger is checking out on the field, Wyant and Henney are still in a close battle for second place. A caution for Alex Boozle would tighten up the field on lap 6. Again, Dellinger checked out after the restart, but 2nd through 6th provided some great racing action. That in a track that allowed 2 and 3 wide racing all night. A little farther back, Jamie Barber in the 13 and Dom Sora had their own little race going on for a position. The 75 of Denny Crawford slows to bring out the caution with 5 laps to go, eliminating Dellinger's huge lead. Sora would experience his own set of problems. It's now a 5-lap shootout to see if anyone can catch Dellinger. Doesn't look like it, but Crape splits Connor and Henney to move up to the 3rd position. Going into turn 3, it looks like Crape may even take the runner-up spot. We're getting down to the finish. Dellinger still holds a comfortable lead. Henney moves up to 2nd. Crape takes 3rd, shuffling Wyant back to 4th. However, it's Alan Dellinger going 2 for 2 this season at CPS, with Henney and Crape leaning on each other for 2nd. Here's Dellinger in victory lane with the track's new trophy queen Brittany Bouch and little Starcia Bainey, the Central PA Speedway princess. Your finishing order looks like this. Alan Dellinger followed by Bill Henney in 2nd, who edged out Tim Crape. Randy Wyant and Joe Cott round out the top 5. In the 30-lap Super Late Model feature, the 100 of Chris Clark and 7 of Jason DuPont make up the front row. At the line, Clark has a slight lead over DuPont. Coming off of turn 2, DuPont looks to pull even with Clark, then backs off. This allows the blue 111 of Robbie Blair to split DuPont and the 32 of Billy Dixon. Coming off of 4, DuPont takes the lead while Blair sets up Clark for the pass going into turn 1. Blair makes it stick to take over second place. A couple of laps later, Boone Briggs is 5th with Jared Miley trying to chase him down. In front of them, Dixon moves inside of Clark to take over 3rd. 2 laps later, Briggs takes 4th away from Clark. Up front, DuPont has a commanding lead as Dixon moves into 2nd as he, Blair, and Miley negotiate lap traffic. But Blair gets a strong run through 3 and 4 to regain 2nd place. Less than a lap later, Miley takes 3rd away from Dixon. As they swap positions behind him, DuPont is in another time zone. Here he avoids disaster when he nearly runs off of the banking. DuPont's luck runs out on lap 22 when Clark brings out a caution. On the restart, Blair works the inside of DuPont to take over the top spot. Dixon's strong run ended with a cut tire on lap 26. On the restart, Blair pulls away while Miley takes 2nd away from DuPont. Miley would close the gap on Blair, but it wasn't enough to keep Blair from taking the checkers. With the win, Blair is guaranteed a spot in the Yankee Doodle 50 to be ran at CPS on July 3rd. Robbie, that caution came out with 8 laps to go. Were you going to be able to catch DuPont?
I was closing in, but I don't know if I was going to be able to catch him or not. I knew when the caution came out I had one shot because there was a little traction ring about in the center of the track and he was running up the track. I figured if I could get under him there, all I had to do was beat him to turn 3 and I had a shot at her.
Chances are you'll make the field for the Yankee Doodle, but it must be nice to have that guaranteed spot just in case.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. Anytime you're guaranteed in a race, every race is tough to get into. Anything can happen, so it's always good to have something to lie back on.
How was the track tonight? They did some work in between the heats and the features.
They made her better by doing what they did to it, but it was still a handful.
You have 2 wins here. You must feel good getting ready to prepare for the Yankee Doodle.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, I've always liked this track. I feel pretty comfortable here. I guess all we can do is hope the Yankee Doodle goes as good as the other 2 times.
In the super late models, it's Robbie Blair your winner, followed by Miley, DuPont, Briggs, and Tim Smith Jr. That race was a great tune-up for the Yankee Doodle 50, which runs in less than 2 weeks. Now coming up, some Friday night highlights from Dog Hollow Speedway. Keep it right here.